It can certainly be a lot of fun investing in the precious metal sector. It can also be very painful. We know that firsthand, right? What went on this week that we need to talk about regarding the metals? We're going to cover that in this video, but more importantly, I've got two things I don't hear anybody talking about that I think could be major positive catalyst for the metals as we move into the coming weeks and months. I want to share that with you, my friend, right now. You know I am always honored when you, yes you, join me here in the basement. Let's get started right now. Have you ever asked a 10-year-old girl to clean her room? The response you get is usually crickets, right? Like dead, nothing. And that's what it felt like to be invested in gold and silver this week. Gold started the week and ended the week almost exactly in the same spot. Same with silver, down maybe 1% for the week. But relative to what we'd been used to, especially the prior week, which was very painful for us, right? Remember that? This week was really steady, and that's a good thing because we need to consolidate for a while. We had a major up move in the price of both gold and silver, starting in mid-November of last year, a very strong move upwards. And while we all want it to continue up in a straight line, there will be pullbacks. So as long as gold and silver can continue to consolidate in this range, right? Silver's right around $22 per ounce. I'm going to remind you, right? I'm your friend, something positive. Look back within the last 6 months when silver traded near $17 per ounce. We're still a full $5 per ounce higher. So if we can get further consolidation here, it can provide a platform, right? Get rid of a lot of the sellers and wait for a new wave of buyers to come in. Are you starting to feel like you're hanging out with Mr. Positive this morning? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this banana I'm eating. I eat a banana every single day. I'm not talking about most days. I mean every single day. There's some great health benefits to bananas, and I figure monkeys ate them, and I tend to believe that I've evolved from a monkey, so if they like them, it must be good for my body. Nonetheless, let's get back to Mr. Positive. China bought 15 tons of gold in January. They're continuing their strong purchases of gold. That's a good thing. Now, we had also, on a separate note, outflows from the gold ETFs. Oh no, that's horrible. Actually, 9 straight months of money coming out of the gold ETFs. That means they had to sell the supposed physical gold that they had. Now, we might look at that as a negative, right? It certainly doesn't help, but 9 straight months, that's a long streak. And guys, it doesn't always just go down. So the good news there is that will change. The rain will stop at some point. Money in the West will start to go into the gold-backed ETFs at a stronger pace. In Europe, the same thing. And that will be a very supportive factor for the price of gold and silver because we already know the central banks, except for the United States, are buying gold hand over fist. I appreciate you joining me right now from wherever in the world you are. You are special and you are unique, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is YouTube. There is no Ron's Basement without you, so thank you. If you enjoy my content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video with all your friends and families. And I can't believe this, but I have more positive news to talk about. How do you feel about our trusted, high-quality politicians in Washington, D.C.? They've created quite a mess again. Oh my gosh, we're so surprised, right? This time, it's the debt ceiling. And if you look back, here's some good news for you. I think it was 2011, the last time we had a major debt ceiling crisis. I got a little secret for you. The price of silver and gold did very, very well. And oftentimes, history repeats itself. We'll see how that one plays out. I moved the banana. Can you see it? Hey, it's better than listening to me sometimes. Let's move on to some better positive news. Next week, we're going to get the CPI numbers, the inflation numbers, right? That'll be a big market moving event. Likely, inflation will show that it's continuing to come down, right? And that will mean that the Fed is winning their war on inflation, disinflation, as Jerome Powell in the Federal Reserve likes to call it. And that could be very supportive for the price of gold and silver. But we know the little secret. They're not really going to be able to get inflation. That's all a bunch of BS. They're not really trying to get inflation down to 2%. Inflation will be persistent. It probably won't be as high as it has been, but it will be persistent. And we know, moving on to the next positive point, that the jobs numbers from last month will never be repeated again. Everybody knows those numbers were highly suspect. 500,000 jobs created, a strong economy. Way to go, Joe, right? Whatever. So we're going to be in a situation going forward where we're going to have lower inflation, but still inflation, and we're going to have an economy that's putting the brakes on. Man, when you see jobless claims continue to shoot up, and at the same time we have inflation, I'm going to tell you a little good secret that relates directly to precious metals. That is stagflation. Starting to hear a few people talk about it again, but when the economy slows, that's the stag, and the inflation persists, that's the inflation, right? Or disinflation, that's stagflation. That is rocket fuel for the price of gold and silver. That could be what we get this week. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. Don't make any investment decisions based upon anything I may have said today, but I am really optimistic going forward. And what makes me even more optimistic is it kind of feels crappy right now to be invested in gold and silver again. A little temporary, range here. And a lot of times I've noticed over the years when I start to feel like that, that's about the time things start to turn around. Let's hope that's the case. I hope you come back to the basement to join me again. You are always welcome here. You are the most important part. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.